Good afternoon, and welcome to Chit Chat with the Journey Sisters. Happy New Year, happy 2021.
Yes,
Yay!
yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Jesus. Thank you. You know, many are going through a mourning time because of loved ones that were lost. And we don't know what the master plan is, but we say thank you, Jesus, that we're here today. And we are here to do his work, to feed his people, to grow with each other, and to support our sisters. For those of you who are not familiar with me and should be by now, I am Alicia Alexander, and I am your forgiveness coach. Forgiveness coach, you wonder, but I'll tell you about it later. With me this afternoon is my co-host, Miss Janelle Drayton. Yes, Janelle. And I'm going
Yeah.
to ask you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. So, Miss Alicia, yes, my name is Janelle Drayton, and I'm 21 years old. Just kidding, just kidding, just
Fabulous.
kidding, just kidding. Thank you. So, I'm excited to be here on this show with you today. I'm from the beautiful islands of Eleuthera in the Bahamas. So, yes, I'm an island girl 242, and I'm a life fulfillment coach. And what that means is I help people to uncover their purpose and live fulfilled lives. There's nothing worse than going through life not knowing who you are, not knowing why you're here, not having a clue as to what your purpose is. So, I help you uncover what that is, pinpoint it, get clarity on your vision, and I help you bring that vision into fruition. So, that's me in a nutshell. But yes, I do a lot of other things. I am an artist, a recording artist. I am an author. I'm a wife, a mother. I work really, really hard, but I'm excited to be here, um, sharing this platform with my sisters, chit chat with the Journey Sisters.
Thank you so much, Jana. And this afternoon, we have with us a special guest who is Miss Shan White. I had the pleasure of meeting her a few weeks ago, and I am so excited about this young lady. And I'm going to go ahead and have her introduce herself. Welcome, Shan. Shan,
I
unmute your
think the
mic.
mic is muted.
There you
Hey,
go.
ladies.
Hey,
How are
Happy
y'all?
New Year, Shan.
Happy New Year. We was having some technical difficulties over here.
You know how it goes. So go
Yeah.
right ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Shan.
Hi, you guys. I am Shan White. I am the CEO and founder of Let's Talk Real Talk. Oh my God, y'all see me?
yes, yes,
Okay, I'm
Yes, we
trying to
can
make
see
sure.
you.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me get my camera right. Okay, there we go. All right, but I'm Shan White, CEO and founder of Let's Talk Real Talk, and I does which is my organization. Hold on, I'm having some technical, y'all. Hold on one second. Wait a minute.
but we can hear you loud and
Oh,
clear.
okay, because it keep freezing or something. Okay, but I do. I'm an entrepreneur. I do a ton of things: t-shirts, catering. Oh my God, a whole lot. Hold on. Oh, oh my God, my thing is. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all talk real quick. Let me get
Okay.
situated real quick.
So until
So,
we Sean get herself together, I am Alicia Alexander, like I mentioned earlier, host of Chit Chat with the Journey Sisters, and I am your forgiveness coach. And you might wonder, what is a forgiveness coach? You've never heard of a forgiveness coach. Well, you know, a lot of times we are set back from getting where we want to get to because of things that are bothering us, not knowing how to approach certain situations, not knowing how to overcome certain fears. And sometimes the fears that stop us is because we don't know how to forgive. I am the person you will turn to who will guide you and coach you through forgiving others, and most importantly, through forgiving yourself. Because forgiveness will definitely block your blessings. And when I say blessing, it doesn't even have to be physical blessings. It will be blessings that are all around you. but because we don't know how to forgive or to let go, we find ourselves in a situation. So I am your forgiveness coach. Because of my situation and the issues that I've been through, the circumstances that I've had to overcome, forgiveness was what liberated me and freed me. And as a result, I got my voice back. And so, therefore, I work with others who are in a similar situation and just looking to regain that voice, regain that confidence, and just live a fulfilling life. Miss Shan, are you ready?
I'm
Is that
ready
it?
now. I'm
There
sorry. I'm
we go. There
sorry.
we go. That's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm not that computer savvy like that. My kids had to help me out a little bit. Thank God for the children.
Okay, we understand. Okay, go right ahead and just give us a quick overview one more time.
Okay, as she was saying, you guys, my name is Shan White. I'm the CEO and founder of Let's Talk Real Talk. My organization deals with people that the old saying, whatever used to happen in the house stays in the house. A lot of times, people didn't talk about their situations or what they used to go through. So it's almost like a hush hush. So with my organization, we get together, we have different events, seminars, and whatnot. And we come together and we just talk about it because there's so many people that are smiling for the cameras and putting on this happy face. And then, sometimes, they may go home and it's like, you got domestic violence situation going on and, different little stuff. So, but it's not only just domestic violence, it's dealing with multiple stuff. So, but domestic violence do be a topic. And so,
Yeah,
but I can say it's time to stop smiling for the camera and really just talk about what's really going on because it's so much happening today.
it is.
Yeah, I
So
like
let's go
that.
right into go right ahead, Janelle.
No, I was saying to Shan, I like that because it's really what even your organization, She Forgave, is about. Even when she inspired
Right,
Let's Talk Real Talk, we're just giving people a voice, giving them a platform to express what's really going on. And
right,
until we get real, and until we really really deal with the fruit of the root of the problem actually,
right.
because we know from the root comes the fruit. And a lot of times, even in churches and stuff, we just talk about the fruit, oh this and oh that, but we never get to the root of what the real problem is. And so
Yeah.
people stay in bondage, they stay stagnated, which is why this is a wonderful topic to start the new year off, Miss Alicia. So thank you so much for
Right.
having me. I am ready, charged,
I
ready
am
to go.
ready too. This afternoon, we're going to talk about stunt growth. So a few weeks ago, with everything happening with the pandemic, I was in a position where I had the time to reflect and do some deep diving. And the words stunt growth kept coming to mind. And as I thought about it, growing up, when I heard anybody talk about stunt growth, it would always be in reference to people who were short, who were slim. And if you know me, to me, everybody was going through stunt growth because I was tall. Except for the adults, I thought all the children were having stunt growth because I didn't know the difference. But as I grew and I learned about it, I learned that stunt growth has to do with several factors, but mainly due to maternal nutrition, lack of nutrients, and living in unsanitary areas. And more importantly, it happens to children. The first 1,000 days of a children's life is very important. That's the time when they develop, they breastfeed and what's not. And if they don't receive that nutrients, they would get into a situation where you call stunt growth, where the brain is not developing properly, their organs might not develop properly. And so it comes to a point where you can correct it, but it's difficult to correct because the damage is already done.
Mm-hmm.
It's correctable, but it's harder to get to that stage after so much damage has been done for the first 1,000 days of that child's life. And I was thinking about it, and there are a lot of people who might not be progressing, might not be the way that they are. And as the more I thought about it, and I said, stunt growth is not just about weight and nutrition, and it's deeper than that. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought about my personal situation, and I'm saying, am I a victim of stunt growth? Because
Mm,
I am not, I haven't developed, yes, I've developed physically, but have I developed emotionally? Have I developed in a way that, in the direction that I would have liked to grow? So, in my mind, or in my conclusion, stunt growth just doesn't refer to nutrition, a child not growing the way he should physically, but it
mhm.
has to do with them emotionally and mentally. Janelle, what do you think about it?
I could not agree with you more. As you were talking, I was thinking about women in particular and how sometimes we get trapped in a previous relationship
Mm-hmm.
and we're trapped in it emotionally. Right now, we're not in a relationship, but we're still trapped in the past. And a lot of times that causes us to be stunt growed. We can't move on to experience the things that God has for us because we're just stuck. We're stuck in the past. And a lot of people don't know how to separate yourself from that emotion, or, sometimes they call it a soul tie, but sometimes you need help getting over what you've dealt with. We want to just take it lightly. Oh, you just, you went through a divorce. Yeah, but am I healed from that divorce? Because if you're not really healed and you haven't dealt with the root of the problem, there's going to be divorce number two. There's going to be divorce number three. And you're going to just keep going on making the same mistake. But what we want to do, even at this platform that you have given us, Miss Alicia, is really let people know that you can get over difficult situations and you can heal and you can move to a place where you can be developed and grow. That is possible, and that's what we're talking about today. So, how do I go from being stunt growth? How do I go from being undernourished or underdeveloped to the point where I'm at that place where God really wants me to be, where I understand my purpose, where I'm really ready to, take on 2021 fiercely and unapologetically and, fearlessly. How do I get to that place? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm excited, Miss Alicia.
And go right ahead. You have any,
Well, Lisa, I
Anne?
mean, Miss Janelle just took what I was about to say. Dealing with the relationship. I feel like sometimes how you can be with a person who, as they say, when you're not equally yoked, that person can hold up your blessing. So you have to really like keep in mind of the person that you're connected with, because sometimes you can be connected with a bad apple, and God would not allow your blessing to come forward until you truly separate yourself. So it's almost like what you're saying as far as like with the stunt growth. So you have to really like be careful and keep in mind with that.
But you go, and I agree with you both guys, but going back even further than that, why would you even if you got into this relationship, I think that it's even deeper than even before getting into that relationship. That there's some sort of mental, emotional state that you're in that prevents you, because even teenagers that are not in a relationship might say, I can't do this, I don't know how to do this, I can't get nowhere. So there's something that's blocking that growth. And for me, just using my personal experience, I um I was abused. And I smiled for the camera. I lived a comfortable life, but at the same time, I had low self esteem, lack of confidence, low self esteem, and felt like I was nobody. There was nowhere for me to go. I am going to grow up by God's grace, but am I going to be successful? Am I going to really live a fulfilling life? And until I got to the point where I was able to forgive, or even found out that first I had to confront what was bothering me, deal with what the real issue is, and then find a way to overcome it. I wasn't going to go anywhere. Yes, I have a job, I have a family, I have a life, but personally, I felt like I was being held back. And so I had to get to the point to find out what it is that's blocking my growth. I am having stunt growth. And so for me, it was forgiveness. I found forgiveness. I gave forgiveness. And with that forgiveness, it freed me. So for all of us, is a different pathway we can go. But initially, there is something that's stopping us. We're wearing the mask, we're smiling, we're growing, but there's something that's stopping us. We're talking with women mostly because we're talking working my journey sisters. But there's something that's stopping women from growing in the direction they want to go to.
So what I want to say, Miss
Well, you know,
Alicia, I'm going to get right to you, Shan, but I want Miss Alicia to go there. My new podcast is starting in the next couple of weeks, and I was battling with what I wanted to call it. And I decided to call it Let's Go There. So I want to go there just a minute, Miss Alicia, because we don't want people to think that this is just an easy thing. We just talk, and yeah, we've been through the fire, and they are seeing the refined side of us. But I want you to take me back to that place where you realize what was going on in your life. Did you realize that it was stunt growth? Like you were unproductive? What was taking place? Because some people may not know right now that they're stunt growth. Like they are at that place. I call it arrested development, where you're not growing, you're not developing as a normal person should. If you are 18 years old and you are still drinking bottled milk, and you still wet in your bed, it's another problem you got. It's a problem. You can't read nor write nor spell. You expect a child at different stages to develop in a certain way. So let's tell people, what were you experiencing in your life where you came to the conclusion that this must be arrested development?
Gina, you turned that around on me, and that's fine because we're here to be transparent. For me, there were so many things I wanted to do in life. I wanted to be a pilot. That was my ultimate dream. I wanted to fly. I wanted to, I saw myself on stage performing. I saw myself motivating others. And even if I took when the opportunity presented itself, I took the necessary measures to be a part of whatever programs I could that I thought was developing me. I would get there and I'd just be a number. I would not raise my hand to be a part, to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
I would shy away from, just give me 1 second, let Shan back in again. I would shy away from participating. And internally, I could hear voices in my head, but they weren't. I could articulate what I wanted to not articulate. I could write what I wanted to say because I write a whole lot, but I could not stand in front of anybody and express myself.
So fear had
And
you.
so
You were afraid.
fear had me. Yes, I wasn't. Yes, I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere. And it's a feeling that you have that overcomes you, that takes your voice away, that takes your confidence away, that removes your self-control. And when I say self-control, meaning not that I'm out of control and doing things that are all over the place, but in the sense that I wanted to control my destiny, that direction I go in. And I couldn't. Fear had me from doing any and anything. And even though I did go out and take part in certain activities, I personally felt like I wasn't performing to my best, to the best of my ability,
We
that
know that
something was holding me back.
right.
And how am I going to get over this when I don't know what it was? So, yes, it's not an easy path. Yes, you see the finished product, and it's still a work in progress. But at the same time, it's a start. And I
So
think, Shan,
acknowledging that.
so acknowledging that there is an issue, confronting the issue or finding ways to deal with the issue, or even putting yourself in position with individuals who could probably guide you through it, finding somebody you can trust.
Yeah.
The trust is a big part of it. trust, believing, having that faith, and accepting the fact that something is wrong. I can do more. I am more. And like I said earlier, forgiveness was the key, was the word, was the key, was the path. The voice I heard constantly, and I call it often the voice of forgiveness,
Mm-hmm.
voice of forgiveness, the voice of forgiveness. And
And
that's what pushed me forward.
Shan, what about you? I know
Forgiveness is
we're all a work in progress and everything, but what was, have you ever experienced the stagnation that, that we're talking about now? And what were the key signs that I'm stuck?
I think I would say for me when I was, in my past relationship and I was in this domestic violence relationship, and for me it was just like it was all new to me. And it's like, hold on, like, normally when you, tell somebody that the relationship is over and these days you got people like putting their hands on you and you like, like what is this? So for me it was new, but when I got to this place, it was for me, it was like a dark, dark place. And I just felt myself just not even being me anymore. I had like lost my voice, and it was just kind of like so unreal. But I just thank God for my family, grandmother, and everybody, that prayed for me. And I say, anybody, continue to pray for your loved one. Anybody going through something, continue to pray for them. But I can truly say that, the prayer, really brought me through. But it was just to the point that I was like, you know what? If I don't leave, I'm gonna be in that orange outfit and that brown shoes, and I don't think I look cute in that. So I was just like, you know what, God, you gotta help, do something and get me out of this, and He did. But it was a battle, it was a struggle, but I just thank God that I made it. I made it through. I went through some hurdles, but at the end, I overcame it. So, and a lot of times people, like say, even with Let's Talk Real Talk, people have to really know that they're not facing this alone, because there's so many people, that are going through. But when they hear your story, it's like, wow, I thought I was going through something. But, a lot of times people want to know, like, how did you overcome, that situation? Like, what did you do to get out? And people want to know real facts these days. People see so many, they see you, looking out glammed and be like, oh, she ain't went through nothing. But like as they say, they people see your they people don't know your story, and all what you went through. But baby, with me, I went through a lot. People don't even know, but I went through a lot. But I just, like I said, I thank God that I overcame that situation. And that's what Miss Elise was saying, as far as forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. We have to forgive in order to move forward, in order for the healing, the process, and God to start working on us. And if we don't forgive, people don't even really understand that it really will stop your blessings and God allowing to move you forward, because it's like you're gonna be forever stuck. And you always wonder, like, why am I still here? Why am I still going through the same thing? Everybody who have forgiven you did wrong. Even in the Bible, it say love your enemies, and that's a hard thing to really do when somebody has like wronged you, hurt you, and probably almost killed you or whatever that they have done. But you have to truly, truly forgive them. Even when it comes down to somebody molesting a person, you have to, talk to them and, hey, I forgive you. It might be so hurtful, but not even knowing what you're doing is about to set you free. Because until you forget, you're not gonna be able to go forward. So
And that is so true. And what we don't realize too is when we hold on to things, there are times when you're saying, well, I have a headache, I'm stressed, I'm depressed. And we don't realize that holding on to whatever is ailing us is blocking your productivity. And the illness, the pain, the economical development, even if you want to go there, you think that you're capable of doing so much, but because you're holding on, it's blocking you from going forward. And you go to the doctor and you ask for, well, I have stress, so I need pills to sleep. I need pills for backache, pills because I have joint pains, not realizing that the chronic pain is coming from what we're holding on to. So forgiveness is an awesome, awesome out. It's not an outlet. It's required. It's a requirement
Yeah,
in my
it's
book.
mandatory. Forgiveness is mandatory. It is. Um, and we're not saying, guys, that forgiveness is going to be easy. You know, we're not saying that it's going to be easy, but we're saying that it's necessary. And we're not saying that abuse is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. All of us have experienced abuse in some way, shape, or form, but we've got to learn how to deal with it and go there and stop covering it up and not talking about it. That's what's killing us. Not coming, not being vocal and letting our voices be heard. There's someone that could be watching this show right now and they're saying, you know, oh my God, I never knew that Shan went through this, or Miss Alicia went through that, or Janelle went through this, and now I feel like I have the strength to come through this. You got to deal with it because what you won't confront will confront you. It will destroy your relationships. You will not be able to move forward. You will not be able to grow at your job, in any relationships, no matter what it is. It could be with your kids. Have you ever met someone that was really, really angry? And this person was really angry. And if you really sit down and talk to that person of why they were angry, they are stuck at something that happened when they were 15. Something happened to them when they were 10. An event took place in their life that was traumatic. And they keep reliving it over and over and over again. And the only way that we can move forward, especially with it being 2021, if you want your life to be different, if you want to experience something new that you've not experienced in 2020, you got to be willing to confront the issues that are facing you and be real. Let's be real. Let's go there. Let's talk real talk and really talk about the truth. You know, and the Bible says that the truth, and you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And a lot of us are bound because of the lie. Now, I don't know if you ever lied to yourself before, but honey, I've lied to myself a lot. I could lie myself
Mhm.
through a whole season of my life just to get through it. But what is that doing to me? Am I truly walking in my purpose? Am I truly doing what I've been called to do even in this season? No, I'm not, because I'm stuck. I'm trapped. I am in a position of arrested development where I haven't moved from that event that hurt me. So for women that are watching and for men that are watching, if you are to that place where you say, you know what, 2021, I want to be free. I want to be free of hurt. And you got to find that place where you can forgive. And nobody said it's going to be easy, but you
No, it's
got to
not.
forgive. Forgiveness is the first step. And a lot of times you got to forgive yourself. We thinking about forgiving others, but you got to forgive yourself. And then God will release you and you can start forgiving others and you can move forward. And then you can walk in your purpose. Then you can be that woman of God or that man of God that God called you to be. But you got to get free. It's all about being free through
Mhm.
forgiveness.
But you see, that's where we come in, Janelle and Shan. A lot of times people, just like I have a guest that's welcome, Miss Cassandra and Stacy and Nikisha. I have a guest that just said we are too embarrassed. And the reason why we're embarrassed, which is true, and the reason why we're embarrassed is because we don't support each other. Yes, you're embarrassed to say what it is, but when you go to others and try to express what you're feeling, we have a tendency to want to judge each other. Like we have never been through anything ourselves. Like we are living the perfect life. And so others are afraid to say things because of how the way we make them feel. We're afraid to say things because the media makes everything seem so perfect. Although they talk about the crime and so forth on a different angle, everything seems so beautiful in the eyes of the world. And like you said, nobody wants to get to say it or get to the root of it and be real about it. And so we have to be able to support each other and not look down because somebody's been through something or because they bring us a story and not want to run tell the story. You have to be able to be your sister's keeper. And because of situations like that, we don't want to share anything. We don't want to say anything because what is she going to think about me tomorrow? No, sweetheart, I have been through things too. And because of how people react towards you as well, you share a feeling with someone or you share. So again, my personal experience, when I shared something that happened to me, shared what happened to me, one of the response was, why talk about it now? I will never be free if I don't talk about it. This is not something I can go on holding on to. I have to say something because I could feel it right here. It was like a constant lump in my chest because it needed to come out. And so we have to, it's easier said than done, but we cannot be worried about what others are going to say. We have to
Right.
live our lives. We have to be you have to be you.
Yeah,
And
we
for
got this
different,
message
for
for
each
you.
one of us, each one of us, it might be different. For me, it was forgiveness. I don't know what it was for you, Shan. I don't know what it was or at what point or what word it was that brought you out of that situation to make you think it's okay for me not to be ashamed in front of the world, for me to have a conversation with myself to the point that I can feel like, you know what, I don't need this. I can do better than this.
A lot of times, Alicia, um, what it is this image. We are so concerned about our image. We don't worry about what we're truly feeling on the inside. I come from a very well-known family. My parents are well-known, the bishop and the first lady. And when I tell people that I have dealt with depression, they're like, you dealt with depression? You're always so happy. You're always so jubilant. You're always so vibrant. I have dealt with it. I have been in that really dark place where I didn't know where to turn. You know, I didn't feel like anyone would understand what I was saying. You love God, you go to church. What are you depressed about? They don't understand that when your mind is being attacked, when you are dealing with internal issues, when you're dealing with your own insecurities, when you're dealing with broken relationships, all of those things come at you one time, Shan, and it's like you don't know what to do. And so I believe a lot of us are afraid of what people will say. Alicia, they are afraid that people are not going to think that I'm the perfect person um, that they perceive me to be. But believe it or not, each one of us are dealing with something, and we may be at a certain level, but we are all dealing with something. And it's about time, it's 2021. It's about time we take the mask off and we be real about what we're dealing with because guess what? If you carry that on, that baggage and that emotional suitcase around with you, every relationship you get into, it's going to be, hi, my name is Janelle, and oh, I got this duffel bag here of problems. You know what I'm saying? But we need to go into that bag and make a conscious decision to open the bag. Let me pull out this unforgiveness. Oh, this is insecurity. Oh my God. Oh, let me get rid of this fear. We've got to intentionally get rid of the things that are causing us to be stagnated and not allowing us to go full forth into our purpose. That is what it's about right now. You have to know who you are in order for you to have a clear, defined vision of how you're going to get there. And this is the platform now. Alicia, Shan, myself, this is what we do. We can help you. We can help you get to that place where, number one, you know that whatever you say to us will be confidential. That's one of the disclosures that I have. No matter what you say to me, it is completely top notch confidential because you need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to talk to. I just heard a story about a young man that committed suicide. I'm thinking, if we spent Christmas together, how did I not perceive, even in the spirit, that you were depressed? Like, how were you able to just mask it so well, and then after Christmas lunch, you commit suicide? I want to reach people. People are hurting, and I want to get to the core of what it is before it gets to that point. I've already been down that road. I've already experienced it, so I know what it looks like. I know what fear looks like. I know the characteristics of it. So this is why we're here. We're giving you that opportunity that we can help you. We can help you get over the hurdle of really what's causing you to be stagnated. Because I'm telling you guys, it's 2021. It's time for us to go out there and take back everything that the enemy has stolen from us. And we need to take it back by force. And we need to do
Yes,
it fearlessly. We need to do it bold, like the queens that we are, like the
yes,
king that
yeah.
they are. We need to know who we are. We need to know whose we are, and we better get a revelation because I'm telling you, I'm not going to allow the enemy to take nothing that don't belong to him from me. You can't have my family. You can't have my ministry. You can't have my mind. You can't have my money. You can't have nothing that belongs to
Janelle
me.
is Janelle
Not
is fired up. Shan,
even.
you jump on that bandwagon too. Janelle is fired up.
She is. She's on a roll. But just picking back into what you were saying, Miss Alicia, my thing that I went through for me, mine was faith. So for me going through what I had to go through, mine was more of a teaching on a spiritual level, even though mine was more still dealing with domestic, but um I had to learn to trust God. And it was like, sometimes God want to give us so much greater, but we can hold back our own blessings. And for me, I had to learn to trust God and allow God to, since we're talking about the stunt your growth. So I can say for my situation, I was kind of like stopping my growth on a spiritual level because some things I would doubt God, but sometimes
Mhm.
God will put us in a situation and it's like, are you gonna trust me like wholehearted, or you gonna kind of still try to do things your way? So for me, mine
Mhm.
was that process of faith and trust.
I listened to you say that we question God, and when we pray for things, this is my personal experience too. When I pray for things, like I ask for peace, Lord, give me some peace, give me some understanding, give me forgiveness. That's when obstacles come in the way to test whether I'm ready to give this peace. Am I ready to give
Right.
this forgiveness? So we have to stay on it and trust. And is the human part of us will tend to want to do things our own way. We have to trust and believe and obey God's word. Now
Mm-hmm.
we're in a season with the pandemic, and Janelle, you talk about the young man committing suicide right after Christmas dinner, Christmas lunch, and how could that have happened and nobody really noticed? We're in a time where everybody is going through something. Not that it wasn't happening before, but it seemed to be more rampant now. And we are all caught up in when it's a pandemic. Now we don't, those who have lost their jobs, then we need this, we need
Yeah.
that. And we are not looking at building relationships
Uh-oh,
with
that's
each
funny.
other. It is supposed to, I mean, I would think because of everything that's happening, that we would build relationships, it'd be inclined for us to build relationships with each other more. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening. We have been caught up with ourselves so that we can't see what's going on around us because we're looking to satisfy our own needs, which are necessary, but it has become a central focus. In addition to that, those who are suffering from anxiety and whatever the case is now maximized because it was never dealt with before. And so we are putting ourselves in a situation where we can't help ourselves, we can't help others, and we can't even see what's taking place around us. And so for those of us who are quote unquote are working on it or have it together or working on making it better, we're here to help each other. I'm here to tell you you are a queen. I'm here to tell you that you're beautiful, that you can do this, that you're on top of the world. I'm here to lift you up, to encourage you. I need encouragement myself too. And for me, therapy is me encouraging you as well. So this is a platform for us to be as open as possible and to be as supportive as possible. And as your forgiveness coach, encouraging you and walking you through this process. That's what we're here for. And Janelle is here to encourage you to live in your purpose, live in your purpose. We might not be able to see these things because you look at yourself and you can't see really what's going on. You just see what you want to see. But for those of us around, we can see exactly what's taking place. How can we help? How can we support each other to make going forward as productive as possible?
Yeah. I, I see a lot of people making comments. Um, my cousin Gayleen is watching, and Jada and my friend Stacy. Um, and they said that this platform is much needed. And one of the reasons is because people don't want to get real. I fell in love with that ministry that Shan has. Let's talk real talk. When I first heard it, I was like, okay, we gonna talk real talk. And when I heard how women were talking about how they were abused, I had never experienced abuse in that form or fashion. I have experienced verbal abuse. And I want you to know that not because you don't get hit, it don't hurt. Words do hurt. But the abuse that some of the ladies talked about at her platform, it was mind blowing. And I'm thinking there are women out there that are covering it up. You go to church, they preach a good word, and you have you feel good, and then you come out and you go home and you deal with the same situation, and nobody tells you how to get over that, how to really go and deal with forgiveness and how to let go and allow yourself to heal. And like Miss Alicia said, that's why we're here. It's not easy. We're not saying it is easy, but one of the reasons why we wanted to make sure that we have this show, Chit Chat with the Journey Sisters, the second day of January, is because we want the rest of this year to be the best year that you've ever experienced. And if you are free with forgiving and letting go, if you are to that place where you've given it all to God, you say, God, look, I've already done dealt with this. I'm ready to move on. I need you to heal all of my brokenness so we can move on to new relationships. Why we want to be stuck in the old relationship and we can't move forward. And everybody that comes into our lives, we beat them with the same stick. We are so happy to show them the baggage that we have. Take a look at this. I have unforgiveness. I have malice. I have jealousy. I have all of it's time for us. It's really high time, ladies and men too. It's time for us to be free. I'm telling you, you will not be able to accomplish all and move forward from being stagnated. Because right now, a lot of people are stuck.
Yes,
If
we are.
and I wanted to say to you, Miss Alicia, when you were talking about different characteristics that showed that you were stuck. If you are a procrastinator, if you made New Year's resolution and you said, oh, January 1st, look here, I'm going to eat better. I'm going on a diet. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to start writing that book. I'm going to do this and do that. And if it's the 2nd of January and you've already fallen off the bandwagon, then there is something that has you stagnated, that has you in that stuck position. And I'm telling you, if you don't tear up the root, if you don't pull up the root of that thing that has you stuck, you know what? A new year is not going to change nothing.
Oh, it's
A
not.
new year is not going. 1 hour, a brand new day, and a new year is not going to change anything because you're going to bring the same old habits from 2020, and those same bad habits are going to go into your 2021. But what we're speaking over you today and what we're declaring in the atmosphere right now is that you be released from whatever is holding you back, whatever is keeping you stagnated,
Yes.
whatever is stopping you from growing and moving forward, because we don't have time to be reliving all of that over and over again. It's time for us to move forward. Listen, dry up your tears and wipe up the spilled milk. He left you 10 years ago. Get over it. It's
You
already,
know,
it's a done deal. Now I don't know if you sitting down there waiting on him to come back after 10 years, but baby, he is gone. It is time to get before God has a purpose and a plan for you, and you want to accomplish that in this season. So let's find a way together. Shan can help you. I can help you. Miss Elisa can help you move forward.
Yeah.
Take you out of stuck mode and take you back in go mode. You ready to go?
Yeah.
And we're coming to this from different angle because you say Jana have all this energy. I'm not as energetic as Jana, neither Shan, as I can see.
No, we got you.
However, we are all equipped because we have all dealt with something. We have all been through something and is going through it. So therefore, we're all equipped to help you get there. I love your energy, Jane. I do. I absolutely do. And
I'm
despite
passionate.
the
I'm
fact
just
you
so
say,
passionate.
despite the fact you say, get over it. It's
That's
over with.
right.
It's 10 years ago. Not everybody is going to be able to jump over it. Not everybody's going to be able to get over it that way. It's a process. It is
It is.
indeed a process, but
Next stop, Scotland.
it's attainable. And it starts with you being intentional about it. And that's our goal. Our goal is to be intentional about presenting that platform, being transparent. I was sexually abused. And back then, I thought that there was no way out. There was no escape. There was no way of getting to where I wanted to get to, although I was doing it physically. But mentally and emotionally, like I mentioned earlier, there was a lump in my chest that wouldn't go anywhere. As much as I wanted to speak, who would have guessed I'll be here sitting talking about it today?
God,
But I had to be intentional about the changes and where I wanted to be, where I was going, about being intentional about making that change. And not only making that change for myself, is how can I help somebody else who might be dealing with the same situation, who might not have that voice, who
right.
might want somebody to speak with. And a lot of times we speak to the psychologist and the therapist, but the therapist might not have experienced what I experienced. So therefore, they're coming from a different angle compared to somebody who actually went through it. Our stories might not be the same, our situation might not be exactly the same, but our emotional feelings are very similar. And so therefore we can relate to each other. So we're all here, like I said, Shan, I love your real talk. She's
Yeah.
done.
Can
And
y'all
you're
hear
coming, you're coming from a domestic point angle. It's a different situation, but it's similar feelings, similar emotions. We're all equipped with these emotions.
me? It is. I'm just thankful I was able to find my voice because when I say I was gone, I had no voice. I couldn't. It was so hard for me to really reach out and speak to people because, like some of the guests were saying, you be shameful. You don't want nobody to know, so you just like I say, you just continue to smile and put on this front. And people always say even when you go out to events, you still would fix the plate and just makes like everything is all good and you get home and it's a whole different story. So we have to truly talk about and deal, with what's going on.
And
So we
you know
have to
why?
find our voice.
You know why that happens, Shan? Because as children, we're taught everything needs to stay at home. It needs to be quiet. It needs to be under that hush
Because
hush.
I'm gonna say it.
It's a family secret. If I say anything, what are they going to think about? No. At what point do you just open up and just say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with? Enough is enough.
Right.
And like Miss Cassandra just mentioned, look forward. When do we look forward and say, you know what, that is attainable? I can do that. And I'm going to take the steps to make that happen. Instead of constantly looking backwards and just allowing that to weigh us down, allowing people words, people actions, people, vision, because they have their own idea of what things are. And they impart it on us and we go with it. We just, all right, I figure that's okay. I'll just, I'm not enough.
And
But
people
I've
have to,
learned that I'm more than enough for me. Go right ahead, Shan.
but people have to understand, even when people talk down on them and say they'll never be anything in life and they don't nobody want them and That's a miss, baby. Be all you can be, like they said, for be all you can be in the army. But love, it start with loving yourself. You have to love yourself. Don't nobody else love you. Love yourself and know who you are as a child of God or whatever your religion is. But love yourself and know who you are. Because when somebody come to you and be like you ugly, you can be like, oh, maybe to you. But I'm so beautiful, baby. I'm a queen. I am all that I am. Like, be the best person that you can be. Don't listen to that negative.
But
It's not even good at all. It's not even good for your spirit, the inside. That's how that lump probably had came up in your chest
mhm.
that you was talking about, because all that when people deposit that the negative energy and just being around somebody negative, and then it just keep rubbing up on you, then you start, oh my God, it's like you be like, I don't even know why I got a headache, or why I'm even talking like this. Surround yourself with positive people that are going places, people that are doing positive things. I always tell my kids and people, dream big and know that dreams come true, because when you surround yourself with positive people, the positive energy will start, you know what I'm saying, like start coming in, and you be like, oh my God, like I believe I can do this. And then you have to be careful of when you share your ideas and dreams with people, because there's like dream killers out there. But I know that's not the topic. But y'all just be careful about that. But like I say, just surround yourself with positive people and know that you're beautiful. And if anybody want to talk, I have my show, Let's Talk Real Talk. Miss Alicia, you have I'm sorry, you have forgiveness. Miss Janelle, you got she forgave. And these are positive messages and beautiful women, and everybody got something going on for themselves, which is wonderful. So please reach out to somebody.
I was listening to you a while ago and just reflecting, and this was what helped me with forgiveness as well. When I thought about the things that were being said to me, I also realized that it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with them. They're the one that had the problem. And if they're having that problem and they haven't dealt with it because they are suffering from stunt growth, they try to pass it off on somebody else.
They'll make you think that you crazy. You be like, well, maybe it is me. Well,
Misery
maybe
like
Mhm.
I'm
company.
stupid. Well, maybe I am stupid.
And
Am
for
I
a
stupid?
long time, I thought it was me. I thought it was me.
No, baby, it
I
ain't.
really thought it was me. Huh?
No, baby, it ain't you. You have to. That's why I say you have to tell yourself it ain't you. That's why you
And
got
so
to
we,
surround yourself with positive people.
mhm. And not only that, you find yourself with positive people, after you've gotten to the point that you realize it's not you, you might find it hard because it is not the easiest thing to do when somebody hurt you or somebody have wronged you. But you have to find it in your heart. How can I help them now? And I think because of that change of mind and that change of thought and that process that I went through, I am now willing to help who hurt me.
Mm.
And that's
It's not,
really good.
Well,
huh?
That's
I
really
think my
good.
key for me is helping with my ex. For me, helping him was to leave him alone and get
And
on.
for and for all of us, it's a different. I would leave my abuser alone, but not even just with that situation alone. Outside of that, other people have wronged you. It could be on your job. It could even be something simple. And they've
That's it.
wronged you because they don't even realize what they're going to, and because they have their own issues as well. But because we are working and we can see what's taking place here, how can we help them?
Right.
Because they're suffering as well.
But
How
then
can we help
sometimes
them?
we can't help everybody. Everybody don't
No, you
want to help.
can't. That's true too.
Everybody don't want to help. We can want to help people, have a heart of gold and want to help so many people. But until they, say, hey, it's me, I'm the problem, or I need to get help. You know what I'm saying? Until that's like a drug, so alcohol person, until they admit that hey, I got this problem, it's gonna be forever the same. So it starts with self.
It does. It does. And I've realized that uh, forgiving, walking in that path, living that life, having that light has done nothing, has not just cured me or healed me or assisted in that pathway, but others are seeing the progress. And therefore, even if I'm not saying it to them directly, they can see that change. What are you doing, Alicia? What's going on? What's happening with you? What's changing in your life? Did you win some money or something? Those are the questions that I get.
Right.
But my smile alone says, hey, yes, I'm a millionaire. I'm
Right. I'm healed.
Right.
Man. Free.
healed. Hmm.
And so everyone, what you've heard us talk about today, chit chat with the Journey Sisters, Miss Alicia Alexander, she forgave, she's a forgiveness coach. Shan White, the CEO and founder of Let's Talk Real Talk, and yours truly, Janelle V, your life fulfillment coach and founder of She Inspired. We just wanted to make sure that we give people a voice and a platform so that they can learn from the experiences that we've been through, so that they can know that if you were able to do it, you can do it too. And we are here to help you get through it. This is a new year, and we need to have a new attitude. Yeah, we know that forgiveness is not going to be easy, but you got to make the decision that you want to forgive and you want to let go and let God. That's a decision that you have to make. And I trust that as we move forward in this year, if you want to attain to all that God has for you and to get to your destined place, to be able to walk in your destiny. If that is what you want, then you're going to have to make that conscious, intentional decision that you know what, yeah, I need to be real with myself. I need to see what has really been causing me to stay in stuck mode, procrastinating, making excuses, not loving myself enough to be honest, not
Yes.
loving me enough to know that God is better for me, not loving my life enough to know that, hey, this abusive relationship is not what God intended for me, and that there is life after abuse. There is life after being sexually abused. There is life after depression. There is
Yes.
life
I'm a
after.
witness.
Um, right, Shan. Right.
I'm a
There is life
witness.
after.
I am a witness.
We are all witnesses. We are here today as witnesses. Maybe I don't look like what I've been through. Take a look at me. I don't look nothing like what I've been through, okay? But God,
Got
but
that
the
right.
grace
Got
of
God.
But
God,
God.
okay? So
So
thank you,
as
Miss Alicia.
you're welcome.
Nobody
As we
but
get
God.
ready to wrap up, going in, the year started already. And it's a beautiful day. Can you imagine? One day has passed already, so it's the second, and it's absolutely gorgeous outside. We're here in Georgia.
It is.
A lot of people make resolutions. Let's lose some weight this year. Let's do this. I am asking you, and I'm creating. Pick a word. Pick a word. Choose a word that will probably change the trajectory of your life this year. And it might not, even if you're not religious, a lot of us use Bible verses. I like, creating me a clean heart, Lord. But my word for next year, for this year, look at it. My word for this year is forgiveness. Like I mentioned earlier, forgiveness has freed me. It has liberated me. It has allowed me to build relationship. It released that stronghold it had on me. When you don't know how to forgive or you don't know how to let go of certain things, it affects your health. It affects your progress economically. It affects you in general. The way you treat others, the way you treat yourself. So
Hmm.
I'm going to be intentional and beyond intentional about forgiveness this year. Shan, can you just go ahead and give me your word?
Blessings.
Blessings. Just
And my
blessings.
word,
Blessings.
my word is determination. One of the scriptures that I stood on that really got me through everything that I had to deal with 2018 and 2019 and 2020 was Philippians 4 and 13 that says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So when I get in a position where I'm afraid and I'm fearful and I'm like, I don't even think I can do this, God. Why did you give me this platform? I'm not worthy to do this. I mean, you know, I'm not Oprah Winfrey. I'm not even half as good as her. But what qualifies me for this task to be able to coach people? And he said, whom I've called, I have preordained, I have predestined, I've called you and I've chosen you from your mother's womb to do this very thing that you're doing now. And I realized that my story and what I do to help people get through the hurdles and the challenges and the obstacles that keep them from experiencing a fulfilled life, God has given me that gift, the gift to talk, the gift to exalt, the gift to encourage. And so, Alicia, thank you for this platform. My word is determination. If you determine to
Terminate.
change, if you intentionally make up your mind that 2021 is going to be your best year yet, then inbox me. Type it in the chat right now and say, I'm ready to
Listen.
change. I am determined. I'm going to be blessed this year and I'm going to forgive. I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to let it go. Let
Okay,
it
so yeah,
go.
so
Here
yeah,
we go. Here we go.
so we're gonna be blessed this year. So we going Bible. The Bible say, "Give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over." So that's why I said blessing. Sometimes we have to give in order to receive, but it's not
Hmm.
always in the form of money. So you just never know who God is gonna put in your circle to just still be a blessing to you. Be somebody, a family member, your friend, your support system. You just never know. So you have to give. You can't just keep your hand balled up and expect a blessing to come, because when you give, the blessings, the shower will come.
Amen. I'm just going to mention a few here. I see that Miss Cassandra said her word is faith. Keisha said hers is action. Yulanli has three, and that's awesome. She says forgiveness, patience, and faith. And
That's
I
right.
so appreciate you guys being joining us today. And I know that this year, despite everything that's taking place or have taken place, it only manifests if we dwell on it. We have to change our mind, our thought process.
Yes.
And like Chance says, surround yourself with people who are positive. Look for things that will definitely influence you in the positive direction. Janelle, I love your energy. Shan come with the word, Janelle with the energy. And I appreciate you guys being here so much. And we're about to end now. It's short and sweet. So before we go, Shan, let them know how they can find you.
They can
Janelle, do
find
the
me on
same.
they can find me on Facebook, Shan Highly Favored. Oh, Shan White. Um, Instagram, I am Shan Highly Favored. My website is www.letstalkrealtalks.com. Check me out. And I would love maybe to get some of you guys on the show.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for being here. Go right ahead, Miss J.
Lady J. Okay, so you guys know how to find me. I'm Janelle Drayton on my personal page, but I am She Inspired Women. You can find me on Instagram as well, Miss underscore She Inspired.
Okay, and I am Alicia Alexander. You can find me on Facebook as Alicia Alexander or as She Forgave. And I'm also on Instagram and She Forgave. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing this platform with me, Chit Chat with the Journey Sisters. I just know that we're on a journey and we're not on this journey alone, and we're here to support and lift up and elevate each other. Lift up and elevate is the same thing. Elevate each other. We're going to higher heights, and not just each other, but to
Yes.
those who are around us who needs that support, who need that support, who need that love, who need that guidance. And we will be back on the first Saturday in February with a brand new topic. We have covered stunt growth, we have covered the mask, and we have covered who I am. And again, I am Alicia Alexander, your forgiveness coach, and you have a wonderful January. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Miss Alicia, for having
You're
me.
welcome.
Janelle.
Bye, guys. Bye, BJ.
See you later.
Bye. Later.
Bye.